Hello guys, happy early Thanksgiving. I had a little bit of a busy day. I would have liked to have done this sooner today, but also the thing with the new moon is that the moon's been in Scorpio all day. Even still, I think it is. So today's a real transitional day. I feel like it's pretty reflective of what the last month has been like for you emotionally. And tonight and into tomorrow, I feel like this Jupiter wave will hit us more. And I think I wanted to point out that the reason the new moon is, so the new moon is always in the sign of where the sun is. So with the new moon, it really is every new moon, the sun and the moon kind of meet. The sun and the moon have a meeting when it's a new moon. And then, of course, when the moon is full, and her full expression is, I was realizing, when she's a little bit more independent, when she's a little bit more in her own energy is when she's full, when she's fully revealed. And then she takes on the energy of the opposite sign of where the sun is. So that's when the moon is full, the sun and the moon are in opposition, right? And then when it's new, they're together. So just to highlight that, so the new moon will usually always generally be in the sign of the season. And that we are coming out, though, of this really rough terrain of this recent Scorpio season and into Sag, and starting the emotional lunar cycle in Sag now. And Jupiter going direct is happening, and Jupiter and Sagittarius in general. Jupiter is I hear the great benefactor. It's a great benefactor. It's a benefit. It's a blessing. It brings abundance. Regardless of where it is in your chart, usually Jupiter is a benefactor. So with Jupiter going direct and us entering Sag season, there's a benefit to you in the landscape. There's more of a blessing. It's kinder to you. It's more nurturing to what you are trying to create. And that's what I was talking a bit about yesterday. But what it is you still are dealing with the things you're dealing with. It's not like everything just goes away today or tomorrow, but it will feel, I think, kinder and gentler to you as you move about the next month toward the end of the year, as you finish out your year and plan toward the next year. So I do have a bunch of decks out today. So I want to go deep. This is on YouTube, as you know by now. So I do want to go deep, and we're going to pull for feminine, masculine. As we do, this is our weekly love reading, but it is also new moon and Sagittarius reading. So I wanted to start off with that general energy surrounding new moon and Sagittarius right now. So this is our soulmate twin flame love reading, however you want to think of it. I feel myself, recently I had a little bit of a clarifying moment, about something I was in my head about for most of the year, and, come to understand a little bit more, Gemini again, come to understand a little bit more. I should just pull these out so we don't have them falling, and I feel the need to feminine, masculine joint. Just this energy of pinnacle. There's a pinnacle point. Seeing things for what they really are, as they really are. I realize I was not seeing someone so clearly earlier this year, and really allowed myself to put this person on a pedestal, and I didn't really, and I keep hearing it in my head, dodged a bullet, you dodged a bullet and you didn't realize it. And that's why I say rejection is protection. Really remember that. But what I feel happened to me this year, and how it was just something about that experience was revealed to me this week. I could see it more clearly. I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. What was I going to say about that? I forgot what I was going to say about that. I was going to say that it's revealing more to me about the twin flame journey as being a divine feminine myself, however we want to think of that. I know I always have my disclaimers, however you want to think of that. It's I know for sure, however we think of a twin flame, twin flames I know that I am a divine feminine being who has come here to perhaps work through what pop culture has deemed the twin flame journey, which is working through the heart space, reawakening the heart space, healing the wounds of tragic love and tragic romance, and understanding why we're repeating these challenging patterns, why we feel magnetically drawn to toxic relationships. And it's easy to deem them, oh, toxic, you know, like, oh, he's just not that into you, that kind of stuff. But like, there's so much more at work here. And the more we have to bring it into conscious awareness and through our relationships. That's how we're going to help heal the heart space and raise the vibration. I'm not sure what that means for me long term in terms of my long-term relationships or love life, but I feel like I am here to work through this, at least to give it a voice and work through it with you out there, as it might help you through what you are navigating through in your relationships. And what I experienced this year, this says you are the image maker. What you focus on manifests. What thought pattern do you need to shift? I feel like it showed me a lot more about what masculines are out there. And how they hide. How masculines kind of hide who they really are. Who they really are. And how you might, as a feminine, it's almost like you have the laser focus. Like you're able to see through things. Like, so you might see who they really are. But that's not always what they identify with. And so, and I think the truth can hide for a long time. Something can hide from you for a long time, but eventually it will reveal itself, especially if it's me. Especially if you're dealing with me. I'm definitely going to find out eventually who you really are, or the truth, or whatever, you know. And the universe will work with you in that sense too. Oh, ageless beauty. We love it because we're getting old. We've been getting older here. And loving from the inside. Anyway, I get lost and I'm pulling like a bajillion cards over here. God only knows. But the path to, I guess what I'm trying to say is that this is just a much deeper, more complex path and journey than I probably ever really realized myself in some respects. And while I do feel there are primary souls connected to the journey, like I do feel a primary soul as connected to my twin flame journey. But what's happened is there's, oh, look at that power of attraction. But what happens is you have other experiences that are also like reflections of of the same thing. And it's all like highlighting past life memories of divine love and loss and really healing. I guess for me, I'm just seeing the various faces of the divine masculine is maybe the best way to say it. Is this year I was shown a new face of the divine masculine, the perfection of your life. And I thought it was a super divine aspect of it, and came to realize it was not so divine at all. But then Spirit asks me, well, is that then your ego too? What do you question? What do you say? Like, you know, maybe someone's not what you thought, but like, maybe that's the thing. Maybe someone's not what you thought, but it's like, do you love them anyway? Would you love them anyway, given the chance? Isn't that love? You know? Isn't that love? Is like, well, I guess I would love you anyway, despite that. I don't know. So if you can follow what I'm trying to share here without sharing it explicitly, is that I saw the real face of something that I think was that I was not seeing before. For months, I did not see it, and now I saw it. So, and not in person, but whatever. Stop. It's better if I don't talk specifically about it, but like, you know what I mean? Just the energy of another masculine energy that came online this year in terms of, I would say, the twin flame energy, and that I think that type of trend might continue to where I feel just like I feel like with this year, and I'm not saying that this is always the best thing necessarily, but that there's options. That for a lot of you feminines watching, there will be a lot of souls coming into your life that you've known before for sure, but maybe not in this life. But more options coming in for the feminine, for her to really explore herself and where she's been. Because it's important she remembers where she's been, you know. Maybe too in that it's the feminine's kept herself in the dark, you know. And that's why like the different, you know, masculine energies maybe she comes into contact with are veiled or masked. Because like she's keeping some part of herself in the dark too that needs to be revealed. And I just feel like more faces, more options, more energy coming online in this coming year. I hope that resonates. I'm sure it'll come up in different ways here. But I'm really seeing the truth of something. And understanding that there is this energy often of deception or hiding on the part of the masculine. Not being fully transparent, you know. So, okay, let's just pull cards here. Feminine energy. The Shah of Swords. It's the King of Swords. And that's kind of what it feels that, you know, that he hides from her. I feel like this is masculine. The King of Swords is just the ultimate, like, nope. No. I don't know what you're talking about, lady. I don't know. But what I am talking about, too, is not just veiled emotions, but people, a persona, being something they're not. And, you know, sometimes we might think someone's too good for us. And it's that mirror thing. It's like really like they may feel like you're too good for them. And that's why they don't let you see who they really are, you know, because then they would have to deal with feeling rejected by you when they would rather be in a position of power rejecting you. That makes them feel better. I think there's an essence of the King of Swords with that. But the King of Swords is coming up here in the feminine energy. So what I just heard too is two can play that game too. Like the feminine can practice her powers of detachment and emotional control. Emotional control. And I think too that feminines might feel more empowered if you do have more options, if you have more going on, if you realize how needed you are out there. You're able to be more in control of that feminine neediness, that emotional attachment and neediness, because you realize you are important. You're an important player in the world, and a lot of people want their hands on you. Introspection, the 12th house. I feel a vibe with the feminine here of really like a holistic energy, feeling very integrated within herself. But the 12th house is Pisces. So introspection, I feel like when you meet with that masculine wall over and over again, or if you meet with that wall or you meet with the disappointment of thinking someone was something they weren't, and you're like, well, gosh, I played a part in that too, you know, it's time to be introspective and reflect on that pattern. And I think the 12th house highlights emotional patterns for sure. You know, it does for me as a moon in Pisces. But there's perhaps a need for introspection. And at the very least, I think, you know, feminine, when you feel or get triggered by a masculine sort of withholding emotion or acting this way, go within, you know, detach yourself and go within. There's a need for introspection here for the feminine. But what I feel too like is I feel like when you tap into yourself, you can feel pretty connected head to toe pretty quickly. It's like an integration of the work you have done. Let's keep going. Rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? What does your body crave and need right now? So some of you out there may be putting, you know, your attention too much on another, too much on a masculine energy out there. And you need to stop. You must stop. You must be stopped. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. But that type of vibe is, you know what it is? It's boring. That's what it is. The King of Swords is boring. So he's like, I'd rather be taking a nap than worrying about some King of Swords shit. You know what I'm saying? So rest, renew, take care of yourself, introspection. So just, I think when you feel the trigger come up, I'm not saying it will, but you know, who knows? It always will eventually, probably, right? When you feel a trigger come up, Take care of yourself. What does your body crave and need right now? That's what the feminine needs to ask herself. Inner guidance system. Yep. Wow. Same vibe. You see how we pick these totally different decks? You know how it goes. And it's the same. We have just these 3 in a row. Very similar energy. Or introspection, rest, renew, recharge. And then this one, your inner guidance system, which I refer to as your heart chakra a lot, as your inner guidance system. Not just me, but that's a common term for your heart chakra. And this says, it's number 44, and it says, the best answers always come from the calm, radiant place within me. I wait for these with joy. I wait for these with joy. So that's pretty beautiful, because you see that I wait for these with joy. We sometimes are so focused on the external trigger, something, a wall, something not giving to us, something withholding from us, that we don't find it to be joyous to have to go within and wait. That is a joyful thing. It's saying, I wait for these with joy, the answers. So if something is triggering you, go within, introspect, take care of yourself, and the answers come, and you should be excited about the answers that come to you. It's like, you know what, I guess what I'm saying is like Spirit's saying, and I know this is a long shot, but based on sort of what I was saying earlier about being disappointed by a soul that I didn't really know, but to be honest, but when I saw that what this person was really like, I was like, wow, that's not what I thought. And I lose my train of thought. Oh, yeah. But to see the wall as a blessing, to see the rejection as a blessing, you know what I mean? To be like, okay, I don't know why, but that's a blessing. Something is protecting me from that, you know, fucking weirdo. No, just kidding. No, I just feel like my big thing this year, and I shared it a lot. You can go, if you watch readings, not that you want to go watch my old readings, but it's kind of cryptic because I was trying not to fully express myself, but it's hard. But I just let myself get caught up in something this year, which was really more of a vision or a fantasy, honestly. And it just happened that I was so wrong about it. And that's what I kept saying in my readings and stuff. I was like, I'm not wrong. How can I be wrong? And, you know, then I realized, you know, like around the Labor Day, like how that I was wrong. And I was like harshly, like there was a harsh ending. And I was like, wow. And then, but then this week I realized I was wrong in a different way that was actually more validating of me. Of my truth. But the reminder is that the reason I'm sharing that, which I feel a little bit vulnerable about, I don't know why I'm sharing that, but whatever. It's kind of a nothing. It's just, it was all in my head. But honestly, but the best things are. But my point is that take the rejection as a blessing. I know it is so hard to do that, but if something is like a no, or it's like a no, that is an answer, and that is like, cool, now I can get ready for what's a yes. But what happens is we hear the no, which is sometimes the King of Swords, and we're like, that's a no. And we're like, why? I want it to be a yes. And we focus on it and focus on it, and we're like, why? What did I do? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch, it's a no. Don't worry about it. Be glad, okay? Like, what does it say? I don't know. Ignorance is bliss, all right? Like, but not for me. I'd rather know. But trust the wall, trust the rejection. If something is pushing back on you, if something's withholding from you, if something's not giving back to you, if something makes you question yourself, peace out. Moving on, okay? Moving on. Something will give back to you. Dream a beautiful dream. Dream a beautiful dream, feminine. Let's go look at this. Dream, oh, it's too long. It's too long. But we're going to read it. We're going to put it in the story for sure. Look, this book this wasn't even from the flood. It was like in my car one day and my water bottle spilled. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I am just going to read like one part. Let's see what this says here. Because it says long sections, but then it does say one thing. Like it narrows in, right? This oracle comes with a particular message for you. There is a situation in your life right now where you feel uncertain about your ability to fix or heal. You lack the inspiration to be able to imagine it differently than how it currently seems to be. Oh my gosh, wow. Dream a beautiful dream. That's why it's saying introspection. Oh, I love that, Spirit. Beautiful. Dream a little dream. The 12th house is Pisces, dreams. And it says dream a beautiful dream. And it's telling you to introspect that if there's a situation right now where you feel uncertain about your ability to fix or heal, you lack the inspiration to be able to imagine it differently than how it currently seems to be. So with the new moon too in Sag, like they're saying, what do you really want, feminine? You can imagine it differently. What do you really want? Use this energy right now to manifest that through imagination. You may therefore feel inhibited in your ability to bring about constructive change. However, the perfect beauty of this situation is not revealed by what you attempt to do to it or through trying to impose the right dream upon it. It is to be healed and perfected into all that it can be through the revelation of the beauty that already lies within it. The beauty that already lies within it. That happens when we accept the existence of inner harmony in all of creation, even if it cannot be consciously observed. That's also oneness. Oneness. So the beauty that's already in this King of Swords. The beauty that's already in it. And like I said too, the beauty of rejection, the beauty of a wall, the beauty of what that connection is before that, the beauty of whatever it is to you. Oh, and didn't I say too that my situation, my thing was all in my head? Dream a beautiful dream. Dream a beautiful dream. It was all in my head. Can't even fantasize properly. No, I'm just kidding. You can, there's more to it, but I'm going to stop there. You can overcome, oh wait, I'm going to read more. I can't help it. By expecting there to be beauty within a situation, even if it is hidden, you will be more open to seeing the healing potential, even in your challenges. So yeah, so by really seeing the beauty of the situation, and that might be with a particular person, the beauty of the pattern of you like experiencing that over and over again, but seeing the beauty of it by expecting there to be beauty within a situation, even if it is hidden, you will be more open to seeing the healing potential, even in your challenges. Don't attempt to force a situation or issue to take the right shape. Don't attempt to force, instead ask your relationship, instead ask it to show its beauty to you. Oh my God, stop. I love that. Wow. Don't attempt to force the situation or issue to take the right shape. Instead, ask it to show its beauty to you. So I will say too, this might apply to your body, to your relationship, to your finances, your work, a new creative project, or anything else. From this place of inquiry, you will begin to grasp the creative genius of what is and unveil not only its potential beauty, but how perfect it is for you at this time, just as it is. Wow. And opening up to the beauty within yourself and your circumstances, you also open up to change. What we accept can change most easily. It is when we resist or deny that change slows down and suffering persists. Yeah. Wow. And opening up to the beauty within yourself and your circumstances, you can also open up to change. I hope you guys feel how this is connected to this vibe here for the feminine. It's really beautiful. You can overcome resistance and, what we accept can change, and most easily. It is when we resist or deny that change slows down and suffering persists. So also too, if someone in your life is shuts down, guess what? You have to keep moving, you know. That suffering will persist for them being shut down. You have to stay open. You have to stay open. You can overcome resistance and denial by approaching it with a curious mind and open heart and the healing process below. By the way, this oracle, I just read the whole thing here. By the way, this oracle has come to you because you have the power to be a positive influence in whatever situation holds the most meaning for you right now. And you need to know that. Wow. This oracle has come to you because you have the power to be a positive influence in whatever situation holds the most meaning for you right now. And you need to know that. I'll probably still share that later, but dream a dream for the feminine. And then I was going to say too, so the other aspect of that too with that, as I'm kind of joking about being disappointed or being wrong about someone, it asks you, would you love them anyway? Could you love them anyway? There's beauty in it. That's the thing. I was like, you weren't wrong. That's sort of it's like you think you were wrong because of the way you were, thinking of it. There's beauty in the truth of it too, So it's like, Dream a beautiful dream. I don't know. This is getting too deep. Let's go to the masculine energy here too. Let's go to the masculine energy here too. Let's see what he's up to. The Page of Swords. Lots of swords energy. I feel like he watches the feminine, you know? He's watching the feminine. Trying to make sense of what the hell she's talking about. No, I'm just kidding. What the fuck is she talking about? I'm just kidding. But it's a Daughter of Swords. I feel like he's learning, investigating. It's curious. He's a bit curious. He's in a more of a like childlike state, but not in a bad way, but just more of a curious mind. I think maybe he feels recently like maybe he's taken some steps back or something like that. But he's just curious, you know? So let's see what else comes out. But I feel like looking for answers, looking for information. Solar flares activate. I feel like his energy feels very activated. Like very hot. He's hot, is coming in hot. Feeling happy, I feel like, but it's almost like, you know what it is? It's almost like, it's not totally happy. It's like a restlessness, or it's like an excitement, but it's like without outlet. So it's kind of like anxious maybe. But it's like he's activated. He's feeling activated, but he doesn't really know where that energy wants to go. So maybe that's why he's like, it's with his mind, he's curious, maybe trying to sublimate that solar activation through learning, investigating, you know, finding out more. Let's just keep going here. Your true tribe can't show up until you do. Yeah, he's a little bit anxious. I feel like he's not totally attracting the things he's wanting, and maybe not understanding why. But that's what this says. It says your true tribe can't show up until you do. How can you show up more? How can you show more of the real you? How can you show more of the real you? Because the Page of Swords, you know what else it is, which has kind of come up in the reading today, is hiding. It's kind of hiding. It's like kind of like watching or like, you know, spying, but not like revealing yourself. You know, who are you? Who the real you is, you know? How can you show more of the real you? Is that not what I was fucking saying about the masculine too, by the way? I just realized that they hide who they are. Your true tribe can't show up until you do. So I think he's realizing that. He's really got to be who he really is. You miss opportunities if you are not who you really are. If you're not who you really are, you're going to miss opportunities. How can your true tribe show up until you do? So I feel like there's an activation, but there's not a lot of place like for the energy to go. Following my truth. Following my truth for the masculine here. Believing in and following my inner truth helps me live an authentic and empowered life. That's how. How can you show more of the real you? Following my truth. That's what he is trying to do. A lot of blue here, a lot of throat chakra. Believing in and following my inner truth helps me live an authentic and empowered life. Yes, that is what he's trying to do. That's what he needs to do. Otherwise, people won't recognize him. Or they might recognize him, but I don't know. It doesn't work out if he's not being his authentic self, regardless. Opportunities will be missed. We can go down the path of like, there's no such thing as a missed opportunity, sure, but like, you will not find the people you need to find or connect with people in the ways you're meant to or needing to connect with them if you cannot be your authentic self. If you cannot follow your truth in some way. And for the masculine here, it is the throat and the heart. The heart and the throat and the heart. Follow your own rhythm. Follow your own rhythm. It's like, you can't make this fucking shit up. I swear to God. I'm done. It's also number 5, which is like there's the Hierophant. You know, reminds me of masculine energy. I'm trying to just find the little section here. This is funny because I'm talking about missed opportunities, and Spirit is like, this oracle brings you, but he won't miss his opportunities, is what they're saying. Follow your own rhythm. Everyone deserves a second chance. There's always another chance if it's meant for you. This oracle brings you the special message that you cannot miss what you would, what can I talk? That you cannot miss what you are destined for, nor will you gain anything by trying to push yourself. cycles. Trust in the life cycles within, and you will feel the perfect balance between effort and surrender, discipline and letting go. When it is time for the rhythm of rest, you will feel a natural slowing within and be drawn into contemplation in environments that are more gentle, spacious, and nourishing. When the rhythm of play beats in your heart. But what I will say with this is that this is asking the masculine, though, to tune into himself so he knows to follow how he can follow his own rhythm. This is the path to living more authentically. If there's masculines out there watching this, which I don't know that there are, but they'd be like, well, I don't know what to do to do what you're saying. I don't know what you're fucking talking about, but I do feel stuck or like whatever. So like, what do I do to do that? How do I start to live more authentically? And this is saying follow your own rhythm. At the very least, stop making any decisions based on what other people are doing, on the crowd, on external, whether it's family, whether it's close friends, whether it's people that love you. It doesn't matter. Follow your own rhythm. The masculine is saying that if the masculine can listen to his own physical rhythm and get in touch with what his own needs and wants in the moment, he's so distracted by outside things. I feel like the masculine energies, that he isn't always super tuned into what he needs, what he truly needs. And the more he can tune into his own rhythm and what he needs and wants in the moment, what is most pleasing to him and not to other people or whatever, or to some aspect of himself, something he thinks he should be doing, the more he can start to take care of himself through his own rhythm, the more he will be able to live an authentic and empowered life. He will get closer to his authentic truth because he'll start giving it a voice. Like, you know what? Like, no, I'm going to go home and meditate, or I don't know, but following his own rhythm, it leads him to his truth. It leads him to his authentic truth, which also then helps lead him to his destiny and what is meant for him. So that's the masculine vibe, joint energy, and I gotta get the hell out of here. The 10 of coins. It's a happy ending, everybody. I don't know. Happy ending. It's a tree of life, which I haven't posted my tree of life video yet, of course, but celebration in the joint energy here, I feel like it's tree of life energy. It could be family, maybe related to the holidays. Both are focusing a bit on family here, coming together, but I feel like a positive vibe there. Wow, Aries is out. Act. This speaks to a little bit of this like restless energy I was talking about with the masculine. There's like a desire for action, but so much healing that needs to be done. So much healing that needs to be done that this action is not really totally happening. But I feel like both parties here are feeling a little bit restless, wanting more connection, wanting action. I feel like within this particular connection as well, like a desire for more action. It's like I was saying yesterday about the Mars retrograde, because Aries is ruled by Mars, that when it comes to what we want, what do you really want? It's about action. You know, your action is, you take action toward what you want in life. So there may be just more, I think, awareness or realization surfacing about what people really want, what you really want. And that's stability. You know, this is abundance. The 10 of Pentacles is just such that's what everybody wants, you know? But there's a desire, I feel like, to take action toward that more. Turn your worry into wonder. Surrender to the experience. Both masculine and feminine here are being asked to surrender to the experience. So I feel like what I've been sharing about myself today a little bit was I don't know the best way to say it. I was kind of trying to escape an experience. It's trying to escape this experience in a sense. It was trying to escape the healing and what was going on with this experience, if that makes sense. And that you can't. There's no escaping the work that needs to be done, especially within, I feel like, a soulmate or twin flame connection. It will always kind of haunt you. So there's no escaping. There's no easy way out, you know, so good luck. But there's so many learning curves. And I was going to say something else, but there's just, both here need to surrender to this experience. A lot of learning has been done this year, I feel like, within. Hopefully that keeps going. I gotta call. A lot of learning has been done this year. What possibilities can you dream into reality? What possibilities can you dream into reality? Dream a beautiful dream. Surrender to the experience. But sometimes I think because certain connections like these are so challenging, or like they're just so challenging that you do look for easy answers, escapes, connections that seem easier or whatever. I don't know, you know, but if you are truly on this journey, and I feel like you know if you are, that it's a commitment. It's a contractual obligation, as I like to say. The Three of Pentacles, it's a contractual obligation. So I feel like both parties here are a little bit worried. And like I was saying, that energy, that action, that Mars energy is like, it's restless. It doesn't really have anywhere to go. And it's kind of creating anxiety or worry. And this card is saying surrender to the experience. Use that energy to dream the possibilities. What do you really want? Again, what do you really want? And I'm sorry if my reading has been confusing today, but usually it makes sense. I embrace my body. I honor and embrace all of my body. I am receptive to her specific needs. Both parties need to embrace their body. And with Aries here, number 1, that's like the root chakra. That's a physical body thing too. How do they more fully surrender to the experience? I embrace my body, the physical vessel. And that's with this too, with the masculine, follow your rhythm. Oh yeah, I was thinking the 10 of Pentacles, you know, is the tree of life too, the 10 of coins, and the physical body also. So it's like the family tree is like, it's a macro of the tree of life, and the physical body is a micro of the tree of life. So there's something here with the reflection of the physical body, the tree of life, and the family, the tree of life. I embrace my body. And then we have a final card here, but so I want to kind of pull everything together that I shared if I can to finish. Wow. Seeing the true you. Seeing the true you. 29. We'll have to read a little bit of that. So I'll close my eyes and channel. I feel like divine love connections, you know, it's an awakened path. It's a path that you're awakened to, usually by meeting a particular soul. And then what happens though is it's like so challenging, you know, to come together, and there's reasons for it, that other souls are met along the way. Other souls that probably make more sense for the physical ego people, you know, it's like, oh, that makes more sense. And so, but I think there's so much unknown about this journey that it's like, if there's always questions, it's like, and I think for the feminine, it's like not sure where, you know, where she will land. But that doesn't mean that, that the original connection is not a really important part of the journey. It's a really important part of the journey, I guess is what I meant to say. And so whatever that means to you as you're watching, there is, and maybe that's what the tree of life is, it will always come back to some aspect of learning through that particular connection. However, at the same time, because there's always this idea between like twin flames and soulmates, and they're like, well, you know, if your twin flame doesn't work out, your soulmate will show up, whatever. I feel like it's more complicated than that, but it's like, at the same time, the divine lovers will have encounter other connections in their life that trigger the depth of the heart space. And it can be confusing as to like what's what. And so if you feel like you're having a twin flame or divine love experience with more than one person, well, I don't want to say it like that, because I wouldn't say that, but it's really, the thing is, it's about you watching. And I think that you bring an awareness, you bring an awareness and a bit of magic into your romantic connections. And that for people that are awakened on a body level, light worker level, they're more awakened. Their relationships in general are going to all smack of this magic, this destiny, this, you know, finding each other in weird ways, where people land in the end, you know, it doesn't really matter. I think that's the whole purpose of like the idea of releasing expectation. And you may find that your greatest, you know, soulmate or twin flame, you were never in a committed relationship with. But it's unknown, you know, and so it's just really trying to navigate through that. And that's what I try to do, because I feel like this story is alive and well. As a lot of the original readers that I started watching when I first embarked on my journey are not around anymore. And they don't really like, I feel like people don't really give it a voice, or like it doesn't totally make sense. And I'm not trying to like keep something alive that doesn't need to be kept alive. I mean, there's a lot of twin flame readers, don't get me wrong, but still, there's a story here. Basically, there's a story that needs to be told, and that's why I continue to try to tell it. And it is, I think, at the basis of two souls, but there's a lot of other souls that come into. And I do think that for the feminine in the coming year, that there will be more energy of options for her. And I think the more the masculine in the coming year can follow his truth and find, you know, just get more in touch with what he really wants, he will find what he really wants, whether it's with this particular energy or not, you know. And it's really most important that everybody finds what they really want, and that people don't waste time in life being caught up in disappointment and an expectation not being met and being rejected. You can't waste yourself on that. You can only, you know, you can sit through it, you move through it, but you can only learn from it and say, what is this trying to teach me? What it's trying to teach us too is that at a basic level, at a basic human level, we put a lot in other people and not enough in ourselves. So that's an important aspect of the twin flame journey as well, and healing the divine feminine. And I think part of the twin flame journey is bringing the power back to the feminine where it should be, where it's deserved. Restoring power to the feminine is very important, and it's very important for masculine energies as well. And it's not about walking down the aisle, you know, with your twin flame. It's about restoring your power and really trying to help collectively the people around you and through your relationships, help people heal their own heart space, you know. So let's see the true you. And if you're a bright light, chances are you are needed by a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like the world needs you. So should I... it's a lot. I don't want to, this video is long. I don't want to get too crazy here. And also just say all these messages today, I feel like it's a big part of the Sag season, you know? It's a lighter energy. It's lighter than the Scorpio processing of the shadow, but it's also still asking you to do a little bit of work on yourself and really try to consider what you want. Things aren't just going to magically come to you or happen for you always. You know, you have to like be a co-creator. This Sag season, I think, is about being a co-creator. I'm just gonna read this last chapter. So this was to clarify seeing the true you. And I think it's funny because I started off by saying I didn't see somebody clearly, and I saw the real them this week. So anyway, see the true you. Oh, I wish I'd seen it 9 months ago. But also I was gonna say too, I never really realized that Thanksgiving is at the start of Sag season. It's just like blessings and abundance and gratitude. I didn't even get into like gratitude or that vibe today, and ancestors. I was getting some ancestor vibes, of course, with I'm trying to put my cards away, with Thanksgiving. But anyway, so gratitude, abundance, Sag, the great benefactor Jupiter, gives you much to be grateful for. So I was just thinking, oh, it's no coincidence that Sag season starts always around Thanksgiving. I never realized that. Never realized it. This oracle comes with a special list. This oracle comes with a special message for you. If you are getting confused about who you are and your motives or actions based on what others are saying or how they are responding to you, step back. In your quest to be a responsible person, you may be unintentionally taking on the feelings of others, making their reflections of you more than they are in truth. More often than not, reflections are more about the state of the reflector than what is being reflected. Let those external perceptions go. Can you just acknowledge yourself? Do so and be free. I'll probably share the rest of that in the story. But that is all for today. I hope it brought you something. You know, it was 444 right there. 444. I hope it brought you something. I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow. Whatever. Bye. Peace out.